Welcome to this first look map tour with me, MrSealyp. Welcome to Sunshine Valley Farm. This map is brought to you by Something on My Shoe 2, who has brought you such delights as American Outback, Mustang Valley, Golden Days of Farming and Who Dat Who Dare Ranch. Quite a pedigree of maps, I think you'll agree, and there's a lot going on this one. We start at the, well, we'll say the main farm, the farm you start at, and we are facing south pretty much. It's quite a small farmyard. Let's have a quick spin around. Now we're facing north, east and west, past that trailer, west. We'll have a quick look at the map in the menu, like so. There are, it says 35 fields. Was it 35 or 32? Mine's gone blank. I found 33. If I zoom in, that's 33 there. So, but I can't find 34 or 35, unless I'm just being really blind. 32's there, 31's there. Don't know, can't find those other two. Never mind. I'm sure they'll pop up at some point. You start with one field, field 28, which is a fair sized field. There's a couple of things I really do like about this. This is kind of what's the best way to describe it? It's a starter map, in so much as some maps have got everything. I mean everything. Some maps have got exactly what you need. This map is, I say basic. Not bad. The textures are great. There's plenty of detail. There's lots of buildings. There's all the stuff you need in it. But there is massive scope to do what you want on this map, and you'll see as we go around. So you can really make this your own. You are being given a very basic start, and you can do this however you like, and that's what I like about this map. This is a really clever one. There are a couple of big sections on this map. This huge section up here, which is quite mountainous, which is a very flat textured grass. You can't get up there and mow it or anything like that. And there's a large section up here that you can't really do anything with either, which when you go up there give you incredible vantage points over the whole map, but it's kind of dead space. But at the end of the day, the whole point is it's a different style of map. Most of the map, the sell points etc., are focused down this spine here, which is kind of the main town. Your shop is on the main sort of high street, town road, whatever you want to call it. The factory, the spinnery, the town pub, the sawmill, all kind of come off there. The railway yard down the bottom. So it's all fairly kind of centred around that road, with a load of fields over to the western side and then a load over to the eastern side. I'm going to do a route round from the farm where we start, which is here, kind of out and down first of all, kind of clockwise, but spiralling out. So I'll go round to the railway yard, up past all the sell points here, round up the top, and then come down to this side of the map towards field 26 towards the end. That's what I'm kind of aiming to do. The fields on this side, there's lots of different sorts of terrain. The field sizes vary, but there's no sell points out on that western side of the map. So I'm not going to head out there on this first look, but that's something for you to go and have a look at and explore. So anyway, that's that. Prices. Pretty good, pretty standard, I guess you would say, for what you get on Farming Simulator 17 usually. You've got your BJ bunker, you have got Hillside Grain, Lakeside Grain, Railway Yard, Sawmill, Town Factory, Town Pub, Town Spinnery and Farm Barn. The interesting thing with the Farm Barn is everything says 0. So the Farm Barn, I think, is like a straw sell point, but it doesn't, there's no prices for it, so I'm a bit baffled with that one. I'm not too sure with that. That's a bit of an odd one. You don't start with any animals or anything like that, and if we scroll very quickly back the other way, the actual storage capacity of the silo on the farm is 100,000 litres. So that's covered the silo, covered the costs, that kind of stuff. I always forget something. I will get picked up on whatever I forget. But it doesn't matter if I forget something, I forget something. Vehicles. You don't start with very much, and this is what I'm saying about it being a kind of a fixer-upper, if you want to call it that. We start with... Nope, not that. We start with a New Holland T5, the K1660 harvester and header, metal tech trailer, a cultivator, a plough, a seeder, and a weight. And that's it. That's all you get. I've got this on normal, so you start with £20,000 euros. Dollars, that'll be a little bit more if you're on easy, a little bit less if you're on hard. So not a huge amount. So looking around the main yard, if you want to call it that, we've got seed refill point just here. We've got fertilizer refill point just here. We've got some of our equipment here. And we've got all of these kind of end barns between, or at the end of these sections. And these open, it says. Pressing circle. This is where the T5 is with your weight and the plough. So all of them open. We've got the harvester is over there. Now I don't know if these are bunker silos. The best way to check, I suppose, is to bear with me 1 second. Nope, they're not bunker silos. I thought they might be, but I've put the control panel, the help menu, up in the top left hand corner, and normally when you go into a silo to give you the chaff, fill level, that kind of thing, there's nothing come up on that, so those are not bunker silos. They're just going to be somewhere to store. I won't say an enter because of the vehicle. Yeah. So, yeah, not bunker silos, never mind. Right, more barn space here. Now, there are these spotlights everywhere. I haven't come across a light switch anywhere, so I'm assuming they just kind of come on automatically at a set time, because I definitely haven't found a light switch in any of the barns yet. Right, now this is the getting rid of straw and hay. This is the farm barn, but like I say on the thing, there's no price given for it, so I don't know if that's just a set price you get when you get rid of them, but that's where you can get rid of straw, hay, bales, etc. And another barn just here. Open sheds on this side facing south, and then we've got our silo, our farm silo. It's a drive-through affair with our silos on the side, our empty point and our refill point just above there. That's your silos. Now, one thing I have noticed on my very brief kind of, and it was literally just a brief have a quick look and see what's where, this map is a spider web of roads. It really is. It can get very, very confusing. Just in the couple of minutes I had a quick look, I was really baffled as to what went where and how. So I may well get lost while we're doing this. We'll see how we get on. We'll drop that weight off and we'll see what occurs. Like I said, I'm going to do a spiral, so we're going to head south first out of the yard. Now the farmyard itself just here is kind of sandwiched in between roads, well, all around it really. A lot of the sell points and things like that all are. Now there's a nice little touch here which I wanted to show, which I quite like. You've got wooden gates, and a lot of the fields are closed off by wooden gates. You've got these like rope ties around them. I like that. Nice touch. So, let me get this right. We are going to head south, which is this direction. Plenty of trees and bushes. Collisions aren't on the hedges, as you can see. Now sometimes you'll be fine going through with the tractor, you'll be fine going through with the trailer, but often if you've got a header, the headers don't like it. So if you try and go through a hedge with a header trailer, you'll find your tractor goes through, your header gets stuck. That's just something that happens. So I say, a lot of the entrances are with these gates. What I will do very, very quickly is just show you missions are available, like so. 2 hectares just over for 168,000. Fairly average prices, but what you will notice in a lot of these fields there's a lot of grass, quite a lot of grass, and that's what I'm saying about this being kind of start map and that you can do whatever you want to it. There are a lot of grass areas, and we'll go back to the map again. all around this map. You've got where I am now, which is just here. You've got grass runoffs on the end here. You've got grass here, grass here, grass here, here. There is a lot of space which is grass, and there are a lot of grass fields which no one owns. This huge space here, massive expanse. You've got another one up here. You've got that's the cow pasture, but there are lots of grass fields, so you're not going to have any issues whatsoever with grass. If you're going to do grass or hay bales, that won't be an issue. But on the plus side, with that as well, you can then make it your own. You can plough them all out. You can add extra fields, different sizes, whatever you want to do. So you can add to the 35 fields that are, I mean, I wonder if that was a typo actually. It might have meant 33, not 35. But anyway, yeah, so you can add to that and you can make your own fields as you wish. We just turn right here. We're going to go into the BGA. And it's a fairly standard affair for a BGA. You've got your anaerobic digester cell point just to the side there. You've got your digestate tank, which is your byproduct when you sell your silage, and you've got 5 bunker silos lined up over here, but again sandwiched in between a selection of roads. This will get confusing, it really will. Right, which way do I need to go so I don't miss anything out? Right, if I go this way, so we're now heading east to the eastern, well, not to the eastern side of the map, but that direction. And we have got just here, from the top of the map, you've got like a very organic, natural looking lake and river, which then comes down into these what look like very man-made canal systems that are put in. And just along here you've got this big square, it almost looks like a water treatment kind of plant just here on the left hand side. On the other side of that water treatment plant facility you have got your livestock market. So like I say, there are plenty of features. When I say this is a kind of a starter map and it's very plain, I don't mean plain as in the textures and the detail that's on the map. There's loads of detail, lots of nice stuff and barriers and fences and a few details and things I haven't come across in other maps that I've played on PS4. But there's plenty of scope to add to and do what you want. There are several placeable areas, not ones you have to buy or anything like that, but just here we have got our Emerson's livestock market. Click on there, everything you need. Now I'll be honest, there are a couple of little bits, I don't know if you can see that on your screen, but the kind of flickering of certain bits here and there are a couple of little issues. And like I've said before, whenever I do guide twos, first look videos, I don't like to criticise modders because they do a job I couldn't do. I don't know how they do it. They do it with I mean, such detail and intricacy. There are gold nuggets on this map too, but there are a couple of little glitches which are glaringly obvious, and I'm sure people will put in the comments, I found this, I found that, this is glitching, that's glitching, you know, whatever it might be. Whatever map I've ever done a first look on, I will always get comments mentioning things that I haven't mentioned. I'm not sycophantic in any way. I'm not trying to suck up to modders. I'm not going to give guide to and first look videos on maps and just say everything's great, everything's wonderful. Of course not. There are going to be the odd issue here and there. That happens. And you often find after a week or two of a map being out, when it's had real vigorous use by, you know, the general public, that's when all those glitches come out. The little issues and problems that you don't always come across when you're creating a map come out later on, and that's normal. So another one of those grass fields on the left hand side. Again, no one owns them, you don't buy them, they're just there and you can access them. So we are going to head now westward on the southern side, not the actual southern edge, but we are on the southern part of the map. And again, like I say, loads of houses, loads of detail. Gold nuggets just littering the streets, they're all over the place. But what I do like is running up, not quite central on the map, following that main route up where all the sell points are. You've got like a double railroad track, railway, whatever you want to call it, and you've got these overhead kind of gantries which I haven't really come across before. I like that. Again, really cool touch. So there's your double track railway that runs right up the map. Duck under that. And we're heading now towards the railway or railroad sell point. I can't remember what it is now. Whoa, that swung out a long way. Now this side is a no entry. We will go in that way. I know it says no entry. And the other side, which is just through here, is the exit. Now, just seeing that on the right hand side has just reminded me. So that's another sell point. I say another sell point, we haven't done a sell point yet, have we? That is a sell point. There we go, because we've done the BJ, that's what I was thinking. That's the first of the sell points we're going to come to. We will go back into here. We are down here at the railway yard. So we are now coming across the bottom, the southern part of the map. And like I said, we're not going to go that side of this kind of the canal. There are 2 fields over there. There are another 2 grass fields. Like I say, plenty of scope for doing whatever you want. But this is, we've done the BGA, we've done Emerson's, we're at the railway yard, and now we're going to head north up into all of the sell points which kind of run up that spine of the map. But what you also have scattered around the map, there's not one kind of set forest. You've got these little sort of mini woodland areas dotted around the map all over the place. Most of them have these little entrance ways, so you can kind of go around the map doing little bits of forestry at a time and clearing these areas. And again, if you want to make them into fields, you do whatever you want with them. So we are now going to head more northward. Like I say, it's a maze. It is a maze of roads that zigzag and wind all around the map and kind of split it all up into small areas. I'm trying to think which way do I need to go. Right, let's go right here. I think we'll take a left. Yeah, we'll take a left up this one. I could be on the wrong roads here. I might well be, because the main part of the town is off to the right hand side, the houses and the main road. You can see the church spire just in the distance on the right. Oh no, okay, we're doing alright. I'm trying to do this from memory from looking at the map. So if we come around here, we're going to come into the next of our sell points. Let's say this is the Sawmill. It is a sell point for your lumber, timber and wood chips. There is a functioning crane, which you can see just there. There we go, sell point for wood. So if you want to unload by crane and put it in, you're more than welcome to, and go for it. And then we've got our wood chip sell point, which is just here. I get the impression it's kind of that kind of thing where every space is utilised, you know. It's a town where, as it's grown up, it's kind of things fit in around where they need to, you know. The roads are put in to service certain parts of the town, which then link up to other roads that were already there or have been put in subsequently. But I really do like this. It's cool, and I like that scope to be able to do what you want. Now we've got these huge greenhouses on the right hand side, but as far as I can make out, they are literally just for show. I don't think there's anything you can do with these. They're just on here, you know, as part of the scenery kind of thing. There's no point for water or manure or anything like that, so I assume they're just there to kind of just be part of it. So heading north up towards one of the next sell points, past the church on the left hand side. Got lots of buildings dotted around, and again, like I say, I say this a lot with my first looks. I'm not going to cover everything. There's no way I'll get to everything, but to give you an idea of where things are, how they're laid out, what you think of it. So next sell point, just on the left hand side there, is the town pub. The station inn. The station is just to the right hand side there. There's the pub. There's the sell point just there, and we have got an egg sell point just here. Moving swiftly on the left hand side, we've got the spinnery, and just past it on the left hand side is the sell point for wool just there. in the little side turning out the way. If we keep going, just in front of us here is the factory sell point, which I think we've got to this way. We do, fantastic. There's your sell point, factory sell point, plus another egg sell point just over to the side there. I don't think any of these open, I'm not sure. Let's just check. No. But you have got, I'm assuming that's a slurry and manure sell point. There's no hazard markings on the ground, but because you've got the sell point here and it's kind of a factory, I'm assuming the fact that's there and that's there, that's what they're for. Haven't tested that out, but I'm assuming so. Back into the tractor. Oh, that's something I didn't notice. There you go. Big old castle up on the hill. How did I not notice that? Wow, okay. There's a castle up on the hill, right there. Something to go and check out at some point. Right. So, backing out without crashing. If I follow the road round now, we're going to head towards the shop. Crossing the railroad line, railway. We've got Morgan's Massive Motors to the left here, with your shop and your customization point and sell point just around the side here. But just past here we've got a placeable point. There are 3 or 4 of these dotted around on the map. Nice big expanses, big open areas for putting whatever you want. Silos, barns, buildings, anything. That's what I mean. Just kind of a customizable map. I know you can do that on most maps. You can put anything you want on them. I just got the feeling with this that the scope is there kind of more readily to do. So, from the sell point, we're going to go back across the railroad. Hang on, I might be going the wrong way. No, I'm sure we're going the right way. We'll take a right here, because we're going to head to the first of the animal points, which is just through here, your dairy cow farm. We're driving through the bunker silo now. On this side of the road is the bunker silo. You've got your manure point and your slurry point just here, but then we have to go across the road to the actual cow shed. Which is just here. So you've got your feed trough and your, I would imagine your straw will be just there. You've got your water trough, let's go this way. Water trough just here. And then your purchasing point or your load unload point, however you want to go about it, just here for your cows. Nice big open pasture, plenty of space. More to mow if you really want to. So we're going to head now out of the dairy farm and we're going to head north-ish. We're going to head north now, then we're going to head east again. Like I say, we're not going to go to the western side. There's all sorts of things to look at. There's no more sell points over in that direction. So swinging back on ourselves, a couple of bits of this I will kind of jump to the next part because some of these drives are a little bit long. Back across the railroad. I'll see you there in a moment. So on my right hand side we've got our lake, and interestingly just through there there's another little castle, just riddled with castles. It's amazing. So we've got the next sell point on our list, and this is Lakeside Grain. Interestingly named, I think you'll agree. So past Lakeside Grain, over the bridge, and now we are heading to our east. This is where it all seems a bit more organic. There is another bridge that runs over the top just north of us here, and there's a barn up the top there, but again, no more sell points or anything like that. Got quite a few grass fields around this area, which don't belong to anyone, and a few more little pockets of woodland and things that you can deforest should you wish to do so. But what we are going to notice now is the elevation change. This top end of the map, the northeast side of the map, or corner of the map, it rises up towards this mountainous area up here, which I kind of mentioned earlier. The little dirt tracks running all over the place. Again, gold nuggets just laying around, littering the place, just tripping over them. More grass fields. As we head up, like I say, away from the valley floor and the town below, which is over there, we're now going up. More woodland. It's a little track that just runs off here, goes down the side of the lake and takes you down to another road. But off to our left hand side now. Here we are coming to, I believe it's the pig farm. I want to make sure I've got that right. It is the pig farm. So we have got, again, manure and our slurry point. More gold nuggets. And here we have got our buy, sell or unload point for our pigs. And over to the side here we have our troughs. Water trough. There's your unload point for your straw for the bedding, which I assume will appear here on the ground. And then your feed trough just over to the side here. So that's the pigs, the pig pen. Back to the tractor. Hop the fence. And we are going to continue heading east. But now we're going to start really climbing. Like I say, that top proper northeast corner of the map is all up in that mountainous bit. You can't get up to there. But we're now going to be heading towards field 28, and then up towards Hillside Grain, and then out towards the not the cows, the sheep, the chickens, and field 26, which, as you can probably tell from the map now, is a bit of a monster. That is a huge, huge field. So, let's go. I do like the different kind of almost sections the map has, you know. It really is kind of broken up into different zones. And I do like, although it is, like I said, it's a crisscross spider web of roads and lanes and that kind of thing. I mean, the view is amazing. It really is great. The view distance is very, very good. Very, very clear. Very, very nice indeed. You can see the elevation change already. How we've come up from that valley floor, up, winding up here. But I like the fact the road does actually kind of, it winds round and gradually takes you up. It's got a really good feel to it. So on the right hand side is the field we actually start off with, field 28. It's a fair sized field, not to be sniffed at. The trouble is you look at the map and you see 30, whatever fields it is, 33, and they all look fairly small. But realistically, it's a fair sized map, so they're not that small. This one's going to be a bit trickier to get to from your main farm because you've got to come up some of those winding lanes. But we are now coming up on Hillside Grain, which is another sell point, which is this building just here. On most maps now you've got plenty of fields that you can plough together, make into bigger ones, do whatever you want to do with them. So yeah, it's just, I don't know, my feeling is it's just more kind of deliberately set up for that rather than kind of try and find ways of doing it. Now this is the next part where it kind of follows that same theme. When we pull in here, which is like obviously another farm setup, massive placeable area. You can really set this up as your own farm however you want to do it. When we go around to the side here, you've got your chicken coop, But again, a really large area around it for putting whatever you want. Barns, storage, silos, anything. So there's your chicken coop. And around here you've got your wool pallet spawn point, I believe. There you go, that's where your wool pallets will appear. And round here is your sheep pasture. Quite a bit smaller than that, I have to say, than the cow one. But you have got your feed, your water trough, then just round to the side here, your buy, sell or load, unload point, whatever you want to call it, just there for your sheep. So we are now kind of far more over on the eastern side of the map, in the sort of southeast corner, I guess, pretty much down there. Field 26 is just north of us, and Field 26 is rather large. I'm going to go to the blue disc and we'll have a quick look. So if you do like your big fields, this is not going to disappoint. Because this one is 14.8 hectares, 1,199,148 pounds, euros or dollars to purchase. It's a big, it just seems to go on forever, just off into the distance up the hill. When you get up to there, you're at one of the kind of the highest points on the map as far as farming goes. If you look even further up, you've got that kind of mountain up there. You can walk up there, you can't get vehicles up there, well you probably could get a vehicle up there, but the views down across the rest of the map are quite spectacular. Now there's one last final thing, which is just a little bit of a, again like I said when I talked about kind of glitches, there are some areas around the edge of the map where the textures are very kind of, what's the best way to describe it? The detail of the terrain here is incredibly detailed. There are some areas around the edge of the map where it's very not blocky but splodgy. I don't know how really best to describe it. It's not as detailed, let's just put it that way. But when you look at what's in the map, on the map, the difference in terrain, the height changes, the sell points, everything that's on here, and like I said, I don't like to criticise modders, map makers, because of what they do. When you look at down here now, the view you're looking across at, a few little bits around the edge, does it really matter? You know, it doesn't bother me at all, but it's one of those things I need to mention, because people say, oh well, you didn't say blah blah, you didn't mention whatever it might be, so that's why I'm mentioning it. But that is pretty much it. That's all of the sell points. That's kind of a whiz around the map, having a look at some of the features that are on here. More gold nuggets. It's a good map. I like it. Something on My Shoe 2 has done a cracking job again. I don't often go in for the big American maps, so American Outback and Mustang Valley and Who Dat Ranch weren't necessarily my cup of tea. I absolutely appreciate the maps and think how brilliant they are and how detailed and what great maps they are, especially the 4 trains now on Who Dat Ranch. For me, Golden Days of Farming was the map I loved the most from something on My Shoe 2. This is a very, very good map also. Get on, like it, rate it, download it, install it, play on it, whatever you want to do with it. It's entirely up to you. But that's it from me, from this first look map tour of Sunshine Valley Farm. I hope you found it useful and informative and interesting. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.